We'll start our session now, and the session will be broadly in the three categories. First is very basic definitions of negotiation, which we all know, but just as a brush up to on that concept. Second will be the philosophy of negotiation, it's why we should do negotiation. And third will be covering the skills and strategy development. Really, when we are in negotiation, that is the third section. So this is how we have distributed the presentation session today, interactive sessions today. So we'll start with our session now with that input. The books are always the reference, as you can see on the screen. We must read the books. The books are our backbone. But at the same time, life is not an examination. Life is an application. We may score A plus grade in examination, but in life, A plus grade is an application. What application of that knowledge you do in real life, that's the most important thing. And that's why in the Management Institute, the case studies are given more importance over the examination. The case studies, practical examples and case study. So the objective of today's session will be covering those case study scenarios one by one. There are many books are available, online also available, and definitely they can be seen and they can be always used in your shelf. You can always keep them in your shelf for reference purposes. Okay. I do acknowledge, express my gratitude and thank you all the web resources and references used in making this presentation and support from team members for sole purpose of transfer of knowledge. That's an acknowledgement I have to say before I commence my presentation. Negotiation is between the two agencies. Minimum two. Maximum it could be many more. So you can talk to yourself, you can adjust with yourself. That's a different issue. But when it comes to negotiation, another personality, another group is in with you always in picture. So there is somebody at stakeholder is there with you. And the second thing is that it is the most important is that we have to reach a mutual acceptable position for the success of negotiation. That is a baseline. It is always not necessary that our negotiation pass. It may fail also. It may not be. It does not happen at all. We'll see those scenarios, but yes, that is the basic boundaries of negotiation, and is always giving some discounts, adjustments, and concessions. So the meaning from catch away from this slide is negotiation is not what you think, it is something what you get. So there will always be what you think, what you expect, and what you get. There will be always a gap. So be ready for what is you are going to get. Simple buyer, sellers, trade negotiation, employee salary, all those things are things. Negotiation is a process. I'm just slightly academic. I want to cover up this point before we get to the topic. It's a process. It's not an event. It's not a one-time activity. It may happen today. It may not get completed today. It may complete tomorrow. It may complete next session. It may take a couple of more sessions. It may not be finished in one session. So be ready for that stretched activity or that event, not one event. Okay. It's about finding the common ground where and can be formal and informal also. We can do a negotiation outside also before getting to the real negotiation skills. So this is something very general about the negotiation. There is a write-up, academia write-up is here, so that can be read by you guys at a later time. Okay, now getting into the concept of philosophy, and that to negotiation of philosophy for negotiation, basically. And why we are discussing, what is the reason of, what is the relationship between negotiation and philosophy we are talking of, correct? It's very critical to understand any subject from philosophy point of view. You know that in college time when we used to say something more detail on a subject. So my colleague will say, we will tell our colleague, don't be a philosopher, okay? Say something on the ground, okay? Don't be a philosopher, correct? But believe me, the electron, proton, and atom, what we see, it is today known to us because of philosophy. Once the philosophy has identified atom, and it was sure that the neutron and proton, they are residing in the nucleus and electron is orbiting, when they are sure, then they gave it to physics. Now you deal with it. Physics is your baby now. And philosophy started doing another job. And what is that job? Philosophy is still doing it, and which has not been converted to physics. Who put this neutron in the nucleus? Okay, understanding my point. So there are many questions, there are many unknowns. Why this electron is rotating? Why not electron is sitting in the center? Why proton is not rotating? Correct. So these are the questions still unknown, and on that philosophy, metaphysics is still working. One branch of philosophy. Correct. So the concept here is that in negotiation, it is not a mechanized or robotics work. First, we should understand why that negotiation we are doing. So the philosophical approach is very important in understanding that negotiation. What is the purpose of this negotiation? Why we should do this negotiation? The first question philosophy will ask: why you want to do this negotiation? Correct. What is the purpose? You want to get financial gain, or you want to get some long-term deals with them, or you want to modify your terms and conditions with them. This is philosophy. Why I want to do this? First of all, at first stage, why we should do that? That's the most important thing. Correct. Once this question is being asked, you are going to work on those questions. Why I'm doing it at all? Why I'm doing it at all? And quickly, I will not get into the more details of the philosophical slide, but I will just give them the overview of that so that we get it. Philosophical question could be competitive versus collaborative. Concept of competitiveness, when it comes, it needs to be debated, it needs to be deliberated. And the collaboration is always a better approach. In general, this is, it becomes to win-win situation. In competitiveness, one win, one lose. Always remember. Okay, either he will win or I will win, but one will lose in that case. But in collaboration, we are winning since last 20 years. So need to discuss, need to understand. Right now, we are not discussing what we will discuss. That is a skill development, but it's a philosophy. Relationship oriented or result oriented? Negotiation should be relationship oriented. So in this condition, I am doing what? I'm not focused on winning something or result oriented. I want my payment immediately. No, I'm building a relationship. I'm holding my patience. I'm holding the relationship at stake. Power and information. But power need to be relooked from this point of view that we are in business relations for the past 20 years. So does really power need to be applied at this point of time? Or the information? You are in a competitive era, you have a big information ocean, but you are not sharing with your negotiating partners. So this is how the power and information plays a very important role, and especially power information more predominantly used in case of the two countries. And sometimes the big buyer and a small purchaser, all those relationships, and there is a scale of, when the economic scale of difference is there. So we have to see that point also. Because we have to remember one point, that today I may be a billionaire and you are a millionaire. Probably your financial data I am not aware. But in next 3 years' time, you will be going to be a #1 player in this field. So the power condition can reverse. So we have to be very clear about it. Don't try to exercise your power when you have that. Be clear philosophically. Communications and language, yes, we will discuss more about it. It's about listening. It is creating a trust between each other. Ethics and morals. Ethics refer to rules that a social system provides us. Morals are our own principles. It's not actually ethics versus morale. It's basically ethics and morals. So in this negotiation, should I do cheating? Should I pass on some wrong informations to win this negotiation? This is the call we have to take. I'm not giving any examples right now on this particular point, but this is a call we have to take. Should I bluff? say for example, we are doing a negotiation and we are almost at the 11th hour of negotiation and the prices have been brought down. Almost 30% discount has been offered, but still we are asking 20% more, 50% discount. So then slowly I make a statement because I'm negotiating and I got 30% discount from you, but still 20% expected. I'm going to make a statement. Oh, I came to know that this system is what you supplied in Japan, having some issue, some post-run issue after 6 months, something like that. Just like this. Just like this. So I kept my morals and ethics side, but just to get my 20%, I'm making a statement like this. How to deal with this, we'll see in the skill development. But this kind of questions are very common. They will try to put you in corner by this kind of loose statements and everything. So it happens. But as a negotiator, it becomes your responsibility. Are you willing to do that during this cycle? Fairness and justice. We are just closing in the philosophical section. Okay. What is the fairness and justice? Actually, there are two types of justice: distributive justice and procedural justice. Slightly academics, but it is really good to understand. That's why I kept it. Okay. Distributive justice is fairness in distribution of resources. So during this negotiation, we are negotiating, correct? And we are negotiating and we are going to participate in this tender or we are going to do this job. So we are going to distribute the resources equally. Okay, you also take this resources, I also take this resources, correct? Second is the process of distributing resources. That means why I'm discussing fairness and justice after morals and ethics. So morals and ethics is in place now. We are not cheating, correct? But now we have to get adjusted together. We are competing somewhere. So when we are doing competition, what we are doing it? Okay, you want some resources, take the resources. A very simple example at the team level, if I want to explain that. In a project team, there are 5-6 projects are ongoing, correct? Okay. And in that 5-6 projects, we have to distribute the resources. Resources are common. You have 2 mechanical engineers and you are 5 projects, correct? So let's distribute resources equally or evenly, correct? So, okay, the project scale is this big. So the gentleman will work on this project 20 hours a week. On the other project, he'll work 5 hours a week. So there should be a negotiation at that scale also, which demonstrates there is a fair distribution of resources. Because if you don't do a fair distribution of resources or you don't negotiate them correctly right now, it is going to lead a further conflict in future. Okay. So to avoid the conflict in future, better negotiate the things correctly right now. So that, and this, we as a client team, we don't feel this heat. But especially when it comes to contracting companies where they're executing the projects, correct? And they're executing 5-7 projects together. And you know that the contractor work 100%, so we work 30% as a client side. But he has to work 100% to deliver with the project, correct? So they have a big, huge concern about the resources. So the negotiation philosophy at this point of says, look for even distribution, logical distribution, and logical process of distribution for the resources. So that's why you negotiate that well in advance. That's why in the project management, we make an organogram in the beginning itself. Why we make that? It is to negotiate with management that I'm going to absorb this much manpower of my project. So these are something which is called the philosophical angle of the negotiation. Now we are going to discuss the skills and strategies. Okay, we are starting our third session of understanding the negotiation skills through negotiation strategy. Okay, so basically 2 words to take: skills and strategy. Okay. They are your effective tools when you are going for negotiation, okay? In business and in life, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. So every step is a negotiation in life. Okay. Business is just part of it. Okay. So negotiation, if you think you can run away from the negotiation, you can avoid the negotiation, not possible. Not possible. So when we cannot avoid negotiation, we must learn the negotiation. We must understand the negotiation because we cannot avoid it. There are two very critical perspectives. The movement of P to P. Probably in the session, the things will happen like this, that because the particular example is related to this slide, so I will give it. Maybe this may be applicable to next slide also. So we'll skip that slide accordingly, but let me flow now. The first is P is person. I don't like Nitin. I don't like Nitin. Okay. You belong to A company, Nitin belong to B company. I don't like Nitin. And the B company where Nitin belongs, that company knows he's going for a negotiation with any one of you in a B company. They are intentionally sending Nitin in that negotiation, because as soon as you see the Nitin, why this man has come? What to negotiate with this man? He's not worth discussing, worth talking. So we are giving person as a most important feature in negotiation. But negotiation skill tells no. Your purpose should be an agenda. Even if Nitin has come in that negotiation, and you know that it's not good for negotiation. He will talk something here and there, has no relevance. But say, hi Nitin, how are you? Say it. Suddenly Nitin will collapse. What happened to this? Okay, I have an image which others get collapsed by my image. But what happened? These guys are telling me good morning, welcome, and they're smiling on me. Correct. And why you are doing this? Because in your briefcase, in your brain, purpose is important. You have come for your company, you have come for your business agenda today, that I will take 50% discount from Nitin today. So forget Nitin. 50% discount. When you see Nitin, on my face, you will see 50% discount. So your objective is not Nitin, your objective is getting the 50% discount. Clear? But company will be smart enough. They will send you intentionally Nitin to you. Okay? So don't get flow with Nitin. Don't lose your purpose, which is 50% negotiation has to be achieved for my company. Clear this point? So the purpose is most important for negotiation. Perception versus problem. Perception is no. Why we are discussing with that company? What is the purpose of discussion with that company? No, they are not worth discussing. Don't call them. Don't call them. But then you realize the problem what you have in your company, the problem is more important. So even if this company or this organization or this discussion is having a bad perception, perception means my views, I think about them like this, I think like this, okay? But you should be problem focused. My company needs this, I need this, this is my problem, I need a solution. So I don't be shy in going to a solution provider even though my perception is not good about it, not good about it. Getting my point? So the two P's are very important in negotiation skill development. If you carry those two things, your purpose and your problem, believe me, rest of the skills you will do what you call it, a walkthrough, very easy walkthrough. So these two things are very important in the negotiation skills development. Differentiating P versus P. Preparation is a key. Now we are in skill development. We prepare for our exam also, okay? So the preparation is very important. Don't just go like this for negotiation. Prepare well. On what prepare well when I say, do your research. With whom we are negotiating. Why we are negotiating. Okay. What was their negotiation price before? I am expecting 70% discount. What discount they are given to others? So why I have given this example here at this point of time? Because we have to understand one point, that when I'm going for negotiation, how eagerly that party needs this offer from me or this order from me. That's the most important thing. And that will decide the scale of negotiation. That will decide the scale of the negotiation. That's very important. So we must know the information about the other party. Do they have a job? What is their workload? What is their interest? And their negotiation style, how they negotiate, correct? All those things, correct? Understand the market value of what you are negotiating for. And what I'm negotiating, first of all, what is the market trend going on about it? I got an offer price for 100 KD. What is the is easy to explain in the monetary term. That's why I'm taking example of 100 KD. I got an offer for 100 KD, but the market trend is between 60 to 70 KD. And you know the bidders also, correct? So do your complete research about the negotiation skills. Okay. This negotiation could be multi-nature. This negotiation could be an engineering level negotiation also. You are doing a negotiation, a design package also and all. So that all those things are important, correct? Now, setting goals and realistic expectation. Decide what you want to achieve and what you will be willing to accept. That's very important thing. Again, I say, I will target for 70. I will target for, I want 70% discount. But even if I get 60%, that's okay for me. I will accept it, no problems. Okay, even if that, I'll pay extra 10%. I'm just giving an example, correct? So you should aim high, definitely, what best is there. But it should not be just like this. Huh? You should, before that, remember, you have to do a market research, huh? Please. This, try to see the market research. Probably market research may say, even though the past negotiation level was 70%, but as per the present market trend, you can still get the 80% negotiation. You can get 80% discount on the product, correct? So accordingly, you plan that you present negotiation should go up to that level of scale, correct? And you should be willing to accept the things clearly about it. Setting the goals and realistic expectations. And take the blessings of your seniors, take the blessings of your management, that this is the scenario, these are the facts. Present your research to your seniors, present your research to your management. This is a scenario. Before going to negotiation, this is a scenario. And this is a cutoff point. Where should I accept this or not? BATNA. And what is that? Best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Develop your best alternative to negotiated agreement to know what are your options are in negotiation phase. Ready to walk away. Now go back to the basics of negotiation. Negotiation is a process. Sky is not going to fall in a hurry. You should be ready with option, 3-4 options with you. If I'm not going, my 3 bidders are ready. And you should be able to tell farmer, look, if you're not going, I'm in touch with other bidders and I'm going to get the offers. Be clear. And in spite of that, if you don't agree, no problem. Thank you. Our plans are ready. That means the meaning is that if that negotiation is not happening, you have an opportunity. The plan B, plan C are open for you. Very simple. Correct? That slide you park it. I got the point. Keep that slide. I think that is a good input for me. That slide will be my last. The last slide or last couple of last slides that will be part of that. ZOPA is we are preparing the a portion where I can agree. zone of possible agreement, okay, between the buyer and seller, okay. So there is a portion where I can accept, or beyond that I cannot accept. This is the part of negotiation. This has to be part of negotiation. That is what I said. We discuss between 60% and we settle at 50%. That means, okay, I could not get 60%, but 50% I got it. And that was his agreement also. It is his, see, Zopa is a dynamic thing where we sit together, we put our coins, we start putting our ideas, throw our inputs. If you agree, it's okay, slowly, slowly. Because you know what? If you see the person, buyer or seller, so first of all, he will push other side of the seller. You give me 80%. Okay, then 70%, then 60%. Finally, his line comes here and gets settled at 60%, correct? But this line of agreement depends on buyer and seller. If you're person, he cannot agree on 60% with me. No, sorry, I can't. So this is the zone of possible agreement need to be ascertained. And market research, again I'm telling you, market research, your first work will make you sure that you are aware that what is the present price range are going on. This negotiation could be for scope, this will be for flows, this negotiation could be for anything for that matter. Giving a technical support, anything. So this is need to be covered in that bag. That bag should be clear. It's a scientific approach. So we are aware what we are going to. And by the way, now I'm a seller for 2 minutes. Now I become a seller. I become a farmer, for example, correct? I know from my boss that no problems, agree on 60%, okay? No problem. Give 60% discount to the client. He will come with 90% discount, forget that. But give him 60% discount. But this seller will not start with 60%. See, you started 80% and you agreed on 60%, correct? Because you are a buyer. Okay, 60% deal done. But you started with 80%. He will start with, sir, market is very tight. My order books are full. I can only offer you 10% discount. See now, he has a right also. The way you are jumping to 80%, he is also starting from 10%. So he will go slowly 10%, but then 15%. So it is we have to be very passionate about this. Don't open your cart. That slide is coming, but it will be that I'll skip that slide. Don't open all the things in one go and in the beginning. Go slow, go slow. No need to open all the cards at the beginning. Look, I want 60%. Can you give me? Okay, no? Okay, we'll talk about it. Finish. No. Start. Strategy. What should be your strategy? What the questions you should put? Your product, your deliveries are very late. Okay, so how you are going to manage your deliveries? Questions. I'm asking the questions. Okay, you made up a plant in North Sea, and it was it has a big problem. They are not able to operate that plant. What happened to that? You are talking. In addition to your own business, you are talking something else. You are not talking about negotiation. You have that plan. What happened to that plan? So argument, counter argument. That's why you know what the negotiation is always backed up with a couple of teams: technical teams, financial teams, commercial team, legal team. Everybody get involved in that. Everybody get involved in that. So that is called a strategy. Practice. Again, please do a dry run of your negotiation. Before going to the negotiation, we are team A. Please discuss together. Do a dry run. Discuss the possible replies, what on your questions he is going to tell. Okay, so don't be shy in practice. Okay. Past negotiations are your key resource. Never ignore your past negotiations. What we learned, lesson learned from the past negotiations, we must document it, and we must document the other party's performance also in the past negotiations. If you are going with the same party in the negotiation, and you must learn what mistakes you made in the last negotiation. You took Nitin in the last negotiation, he was very angry, and the whole discussion got diverted. Nitin, thank you. Thank you. Past negotiations are your strength and weakness chart. We must follow that. Learn from others. We should not be shy in learning from others in this case. Because remember, one negotiation cost the company millions and billions. And what they say, one wrong negotiation done by one person, company keeps paying it for years together, millions and billions. So you are doing something which is very critical and very important to your company. So we have to be very clear about negotiating. Okay, now that was something which we talked a little hard on the negotiation. But again, as we say, negotiation is about understanding the common ground. That's so far what we saw, correct? And the win-win situation. Are we going to just one-time discussion and finish, and we will not be in a relationship future? We are not going to have any business in the future. No, we are going to have it. So for that, what we should know, what are our common grounds, what we do best. Or if the contractor is telling finally, sir, sorry, I cannot do this job now. It is out of my terms and conditions. Okay. So what we do, we really acknowledge his points. Okay, and we want to complete that job. So we come to we create some common ground in the form of variation order. We already have a common ground as a contract, but we create some common ground with the help of variation order so that contract will become easily workable. He can execute the job correctly, and I get the job completed. So be flexible and try to find out the common ground for win-win, and tell those common grounds when you go for this. Now, correct? So I was with my grandfather in childhood, correct? So you know what? When the customer comes to the shop, I used to sit with my grandfather in the shop. So you know when the customer will come, now, correct? So my grandfather will not talk what they want actually. He will talk to him like, oh, you're from that village. Oh, okay, okay. You're from that family. Okay, okay, okay. We used to supply there, and they used to come to. See, the first 10 minutes now creating a common ground, just a common ground. So in negotiation also, we are not in battle. We are on negotiation ground. We're discussing. Let's try to find out the common ground. So bring others, gentlemen, on your court. Let's discuss the common point so that we can agree on a common point easily. Otherwise, we're not able to conclude our common points anytime. Because ultimately, success of negotiation is win-win for both. Be an active listener. Closely watch. See the body language. See eye-to-eye contacts. Okay. See how they are talking. Try to understand his each statement where he's taking the negotiation. Means once he says some statements, make sure what is expected, what he's going to tell the next statement, in which direction he's going. So interpret his statement, just he said like this, no. Probably the next statement is coming bigger than that, and which will be impacting our negotiation skills. Like for example, as I said, the purpose of telling that these are the expected replies for which you have to prepare. That's why in the beginning we saw expected reply, question answers, correct? Empathy and sympathy, these are very favorite word to me actually, very honestly speaking. The meaning is, sympathy is, I know how you feel. Okay, I say, Ayaz, I know Ayaz how you feel, okay? But I say at the same time, second statement, I feel how do you feel. When I say, I know and I feel, that makes a difference of sympathy and empathy. That means I understand that I feel for you and I understand your problem very clearly. Okay, so if you show empathy to other person, he will be, believe me, he will be they said philosophically, emotionally, you have to bring him to your court. Financial negotiation will keep happening. But the most important thing is how you bring him to your court, not physically, but let him think, no, yeah, what Nitin is talking is good. Establish a trust. Negotiation will happen or not happen, that's a different issue. But if trust is built up in that negotiation, probably you will build a long-term relationship between the two companies, between the two organizations, which will support a big businesses, and it happens. There are many small companies who got collaborated with a bigger company, and over the time their graph has also increased because there was a trust built up. Because negotiation will happen. Two companies cannot collaborate with financial negotiation. No, I will not take it this price. No, I will take on this price. Report building. So build that rapport very importantly. This is good for long-term relationship from A to Z. Guys, this is very important. This is very important. Emotional quotient, EQ, is not a ranking how much emotional you are. No, it is how wonderfully you are able to manage your emotions. Stay calm, stay cool, stay smiling. Remember two P's in the life. They will make you very comfortable during negotiation. Purpose and problem. My purpose and my problem is bigger than Nitin. Let Nitin come or XYZ come, I don't care. The most important is purpose and problem. If these two things are clear to me, no problems are. No perceptions. No person. This is very important. Stay cool, self-confident. You should be highly confident, by the way. We are not here just to surrender something in a negotiation and go with. No. That's why you have Patna and you have Zopa with you. We already discussed this point. No need of peoples. No need to discuss about peoples. Most important is get the right thing at the right time. Okay, avoid getting caught up in personalities or emotions. No personalities, no emotions, nothing. For me, my objective is my problem and my purpose. This is one of the good slides which I liked actually. That sometimes what happened, we do a research. We do a good research and we go there. And then suppose we have two teams, and in that team meeting, we discuss something that what will be our need, what is my need, what is my concern in this negotiation, what are the risks and fears, correct? And at the same time, we make that for other team also. The negotiation party, what are the risks with him? Suppose he loses this order, what is the problem with him? Getting my point? Oh, if he loses this order from me, he don't have any order in his order book. So he desperately needs this. So he will come to my terms and conditions, okay? But it does not mean that he will come to them, but he will not do in loss business. He will also have some profit, but he will have minimum profit from it, okay? So the most important point here is that when both the parties take their positions, in between area is a conflict area, what you can see from that picture. That's a conflict area. I don't agree, you don't agree. With both A and B don't agree, correct? But while conflicting on the issue, if you look for needs, hopes, concerns, risks, fears, opportunities, values. From that negotiation, probably that conflict could be reduced. When you tick all these points, not for you, for other party also. So automatically, it make you more knowledgeable. So these are the points which we need to address during research. First slide. Correct? So we will be focusing on what is the real need. Then we do brainstorming. That is a part of our exercise. That is a part of our exercise when we do in-house team. By the way, my daughter is in law. She's finishing law this April. So they have in the law curriculum, 5-year law curriculum, they have a moot court. Moot court is what exactly? It's in each college. Those are national colleges, correct? So they have a courts like a setup. What is actual court is there, and their judge will be there, and the two agencies will be there, and they will be demonstrating case studies which there. They'll be pleading the cases there. So that's why brainstorming is important in house. Never miss a brainstorming. Never miss your research work. Never miss your homework on the point. So brainstorming is very important. And in this brainstorming, when you do, be fair about your needs. Be fair about other parties' need also. Then only you'll be able to scale down to the real facts. Just be clear. Means find out the real facts about the opposition team with whom you are doing a negotiation. It depends on the position, how we are looking for the opposite, not opposite, it's a win-win situation. I believe in negotiation always. I believe win-win situation. To be very honest with you, if you talk me take away from this session, I always prefer win-win situation. Because you know what, if win-lose situation we complete negotiation, believe me, the opposite party with whom you made him lose or you lose, correct? Probably the negotiation may not see daylight. May not see daylight. Because it may, both are stakeholders. Why you do negotiation? Because you cannot do that job. You need somebody, correct? That's why you are negotiating. So if you lose, how will you do your job? So that's why this is very important. Okay. Now negotiate effectively. We already discussed this. Make the offers and counter offers. And as I said, if I have to give a discount, I'm a seller, and I know my boss has told me that Nitin will agree on 60% discount. Silence is strategic. We already discussed some portion of it, but there are two methods of silence. Number one, when you ask some questions, correct, to me, and I'm putting silence. So this silence will make you like a film. If other party is not making reasonable offer, be prepared to walk away. This is another way of negotiation. They say, walk away means I'm demonstrating. Oh, also you're not agreeing. Okay, I'm going. Okay. So be ready for that position. It will at least it will fetch maybe not more, but at least 1% discount for sure extra. So why not? As I said, 1% do a negotiation, and the whole company enjoy, or whole company get penalized. If 1 billion order could be negotiated at 700 million, and if it is same as we negotiated 800 million, the difference of 100 million KD. It's a big money. So we have to be very clear about this point, that negotiation should be done with complete approach. Close the deal. Make sure everyone is on the same page. That's a very important thing. Win-win situation or not, that's a different issue right now. But the point is, bring everybody on the one page. Okay, finally we are agreeing on this point. Good. Bring everybody on the same page. Don't get it right, get it written. Because both the slides are together, that's why I have to switch over to the next slide. That means we did right. Okay, good, very good. Negotiation goes, wonderful. But it's right. But who knows it's right? We go out, right is finished. We are on the last slide. What is it? Encourage the other party to share their perspective and reveal valuable information. In the negotiation that we are sitting, correct? We did our research work. We got a lot of information about them. But still, maybe some information is not known to us, or in our books, some questions are still open. We don't know about them. What was their order book? What was their delivery schedule before? Correct? So here, ask as much as question you want to ask, ask. Don't keep any questions reserved with you. Ask as much as possible. And from that question, if you find more questions to be asked, still ask. Negotiation is a process, not an event that today finished. No, no. If not finished today, it's okay. But I cannot allow my company to go in loss. I'll make a loss. Ask as much as question possible. Use explain your requirement very clearly. Very expectation. If you want the compressor delivery in 6 months, don't be shy in telling that I want in 6 months. This is my requirement. Sometime back, just I gave one example of that point, that when we were discussing with a vendor, compressor vendor, and it happened actually, he is telling I will give 15 months delivery schedule. And we said, what? 6 to 9 months good enough? Why you are taking 15 months? You have a big order book, your shop is full, you are not giving us, what is this, correct? We are the close net of negotiation, closing the schedule, correct? Then we came to know from some sources that his order book was, his workshop was not full at all. His order book was not there. He did not sold any compressor in last 6 months. So he has a cash flow issue. So then he will take some money, he will do some forging done. Then he will do, so sure he will move with the cash. So that's why be clear what you want and try to understand his perspective as much as possible. Offer concession strategically. Don't give everything. If you want to negotiate, get ready at 60% to buy, or if I am a seller, compressor vendor, I am ready to sell at 30% discount. So I will not offer you 30% discount at the point. First of all, I will not offer you discount for 1 day completely. No, it's very difficult, very tight schedule, everything. So I want you to exhaust and buy the product at 100% price. So slowly, finally, because remember one point. Negotiation is there to close the deal, to happen, buy and sell to happen, not to just not to do anything. So offer your discount, show gradually, come to the point, but make sure if suppose your management has said, okay, we'll still offer this, take this compressor at 30% discount. If you want to go and your management says, sir, you said me 30%, but see, I only got 20% discount I got to offer. So 10% is a bonus for you. I mean, for bonus for your company. So try to offer this as much as low level as possible. Body language. Maintain good eye contact, confident posture, and professional demeanor. Very important. When you do this, you are fit for negotiation. You are highly confident, your posture is very good, you are demonstrating very clearly good for negotiation skills, and professional ethics are maintained. So that's the most important thing about the body language, how you are presenting yourself basically in the negotiation. Be patient. Negotiation takes time. Don't expect to get everything you want immediately. Be patient, not in a hurry. It's okay. Sky is not going to fall. I'll wait. But I'll not suddenly give up and we run away from. No, negotiation cannot run away. We have to get what we want exactly, and we'll give our best shot for that. If it doesn't happen and it is not in my complete guideline given to me, I will not do the negotiation. I will not close it. So these are the things which say when we do that, all our earlier slides, this comes out as a points to be noted at the point of negotiations and tactic. The most important in the end is here, we are in negotiation. We don't need this situation, correct? We want this situation. So the buyer and seller, they run together in one go-kart. What I want, I get. What he wants, he gets. And we build a relationship and value for a long-term relationship for the companies.